Good day everyone, and welcome back to another 2 days of Biddy and Miley's story. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, there's not a lot to report due to her starting to incubate. So you can see she just wakes up at 6 o'clock or so, and she goes straight back to sleep as she spends most of her days on the nest. But she does decide to leave every so often. She does get fed by Miley outside the box, and yeah, I imagine it's as much for her to stretch her wings. But she never leaves more than half an hour. She left around half an hour later on this evening, but it's usually under 20 minutes. So if you've been following the story on Facebook, you might have seen that one of the updates that there was a cat trying to get in to the nest or get access to the nest, and that actually happens tonight, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So this is what Biddy's days really consist of. She does sleep, does a bit of egg turning. This reminds me of when a swan is feeding on a lake. She's right down there and she's shuffling the eggs about before shuffling herself and go back to sleep. She does leave every so often, but as I've said, never for too long. And she does often get fed by Miley just in the tree outside the box. Sometimes he comes in, which is nice for us, we get to see, just like here now. But a lot of the time he will actually call outside the box and she will actually fly out to get it. You can see there she had to leave as it was a big bug that was brought in, and she needs something to eat it against. You can see when she leaves here that we actually get a glimpse of 3 eggs. You can see them against each other. So that's the most that I've seen. So I'm still assuming that there's 7 in there. It's just a lucky guess by myself. And you can see that she's continuing to upgrade the nest just bit by bit. Biddy's work is never done. She just tries to improve it bit by bit, making it just perfect for her precious hatchlings. I really love seeing this side view of the blue tits. As I've mentioned before, it's not a view that I've been used to getting in previous years. And I really love that I've never noticed before just how low she gets in the nest cup. She really tucks in nice and tight. It's really lovely to see. We get a nice feed here by Miley. And you can see he comes back half an hour later. Biddy's out for the count. She's fast asleep. And little do either of them know that Biddy is going to get visited by a cat tonight. Unfortunately, it tries to get into the box. So you can see at 20 to 5 in the morning, she's doing her usual shuffling and changing off the eggs. But it's not till 10 minutes later that something peculiar starts to stir. You can see Biddy waking up just now. And then eventually you can see the culprit's paw come in, and you can certainly see that it's a cat's paw. Now it's important to say, I've nothing against cats, but they do need to be kept in at night, especially around this time of year, as they do untold damage around the country. They're an unnatural predator, and a very good predator at that. So bells on collars and being kept in at night can make a huge difference to the bird's population. Now I couldn't find Ireland's stats, but in the UK, 55 million birds are killed by cats alone. So every owner can do their little bit to help lessen that impact. But thankfully Biddy wasn't a statistic. You can see when the camera got reconnected, the cat managed to disconnect it at that last point that I was showing you. And when I reconnected it at around 10:30, you can see Biddy is all fluffed up and asleep in the nest, doing well. And her day continued very similar to the day before. A lot of shuffling, a break here and there, and a lot of sleeping. But I imagine after all the busyness of making that nest, I'm sure she's very thankful to have a bit of a break. And there really wasn't too much more to report of Biddy and Miley's story today. It played out very similar to the day before. She did, however, get a visit from this little beetle. I was very surprised to see that Biddy didn't decide to jump up and eat it. She must be being kept well fed by Miley. And that was pretty much all that was to be reported in the last 2 days. As I said, there's not a lot going on. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.